So one of the really cool things about hunting and being able to travel during the springtime is meeting new people and going new places. I mean, there's nothing cooler than showing up to a new spot and being able to hunt with new guys. And down here at JEBS, you know, they were nice enough to have us down this week, and you know, I'd heard a lot of great things about this place, and to show up and actually see it in person and get to meet Trey and Bobby and hang out with those guys was really a lot of fun. So the first day down here in Georgia was a tough day to say the least. I mean, we had been on some turkeys in the morning and the afternoon as well, but we just couldn't seem to get anything to work for us, and it just ended up being a tough day. So day two started off pretty much the same. I mean, we didn't hear much in the roost at all. These turkeys are just in a weird funk right now. I mean, they don't seem to be saying much and they're really henned up, but we did end up getting on one mid-morning there. We just keep ourselves and we almost killed him. I thought we had him. I mean, we had him within probably 50 or 60 yards. We could hear him drumming. He just never would come around the edge of these palmettos, and I think he just lost interest and worked off. But we had a gobbler the day before that we knew was coming to this one food plot about 11 o'clock. So after we got done with that first turkey, we decided to head that way. So we roll up to that spot, and Spencer and I got out of the buggy, and the food plot's got a big cutover adjacent to it. So we figured we'd call as we walked up the road, and we'd glass the cutover. So we walked up the road. I mean, we were probably 100 yards from the buggy and just calling the whole time, trying to get something to strike up. And so while we were glassing the cutover, Dylan comes running over the corner about 100 miles an hour, and he's whistling, pointing in the direction of the food plot. So we dashed back to the buggy and we grabbed all of our stuff, and we worked down the edge of the food plot, and it was so thick, man, it was kind of tough to decide on where we were going to set up, but the only thing we could really do is get on the other side of the food plot adjacent to him and just sit down right there. So we stick the decoys out and we figure out a place to get set up, and about that time I like to call to the turkey right where the decoy is, and I wanted him to hear that we were out in that food plot. So I yelped a couple times, and about that time Dylan looked over at me and he was like, man, I'm not gonna be ready. And I'm kind of thinking to myself, like, man, I don't think this turkey's gonna just run us over. So we get set down, and I mean, it wasn't 30 seconds after I was sitting there, I yelped real soft, and that sucker gobbled in the food plot, no further than 60 yards away. Oh shit, dude, he's right there, I see him. He's on the edge of the field. Shrug. Or he's coming through that grass. He's cutting his way through that tall grass. Thought he was gonna break right to him.
You were on it, so.
Thank you, brother.
That's number one.
Appreciate it, man. That was fun. The way they've been acting, I wasn't about to let him get out of there.
Smoking.
Somebody said, "Watch him."
Yeah.
I was like, "He's toast, boy." Oh, I had the beat on him for about a solid 10 minutes.
Those are dandy spurs. Golly, what a good bird.
He is a big old bird.
I mean, he's a big one.
That rogue punched him. As soon as we sat down, we're cutting brush and stuff. I'm like, man, I don't expect him to run him over. Yep. Ah! It was like, oh, he was in the field. So after a really tough day or two there with, you know, turkeys just acting the way they were, it felt awesome to finally capitalize on one of these hard-headed suckers down here in the South. I mean, they could get really tough, but, you know, I just really appreciate the guys at JEBS having us down, and we're so lucky to be able to partner with them and Rogue Ammo, and just a great relationship. They're a great group of guys, and from here on, man, I'm excited to see where it goes.